please welcome Darren Anthony.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Well, it has been another exciting time at Discover Barcelona. I absolutely love this event, opportunity to talk to our customers, to speak to our partners, and there's not a time that goes by that I don't learn something new from someone that I meet here at this event. I want to thank each of you for being here today in this session. We're going to have a deep dive on tomorrow's server capabilities today. But first, just a little bit of housekeeping. There may be some innovations that we discuss today, we talk about, and then just be aware that this is subject to change in the future. Well, let's get started. We have a very exciting agenda today. We're going to be talking about more performance and efficiencies from our Gen12 servers. We're going to be talking about next level security and doing a deep dive on that. And then we're going to talk about greater control. I mean, you got to manage our servers, and we're going to be talking about greater control and insights with AI-driven optimization. So we know that many of our customers, and it's no surprise, probably resonates with many of you here. Many of our customers across the globe are experiencing their own challenges. First, the application and workload landscape is evolving very quickly, and we have to keep up with that. On top of that, we have emerging workloads such as AI, which is demanding more performance across the data center. Second, we know that the security threat is real, and organizations are very concerned, and it is a constant concern about making sure that their infrastructure is secure, making sure that their infrastructure is isolated from any cyber attacks. On top of that, there's the challenge with compliance, regulations, data regulations, and the list goes on. And then third, as compute environments grow and they experience sprawl, there's a challenge. I mean, it creates a lot of challenge with managing that environment, with deploying that environment. And then on top of that, as organizations are approaching IT more and more, they're wanting to have discussions about leveraging and working with IT in order to work through some sustainability initiatives. And so there's really a lot resting on the shoulders of IT. And on top of all that, with needing to deploy, needing to manage, that kind of complexity, IT teams are stretched, resources are stretched, and so there's also the need to create more automation and look for ways to free up the IT staff from those tedious manual tasks so that they can focus on more strategic projects within the data center, or more strategic projects across the IT environment and particular organization. So with our ProLiant Gen12 servers, we address these challenges with delivering next level security, optimizing our hardware with more power and efficiencies, and then delivering on AI-driven productivity. So let's look at that middle pillar, optimized. So in your environments, older servers, they may be running just fine. But at what cost to your own organization? At what cost on an annual basis running those older servers? Survey data shows that 50% of servers are Gen 9 or earlier. And those servers are using 60% of the power and cooling and costing you, yes, this is US, I did the conversion, costing you 133,000 euros more than modern generations. So you have to ask yourself, at what cost? Well, I'm here to tell you that refreshing your servers has never been more compelling. If you have Gen 8 running in your environment and you upgrade to Gen 12 servers, you will achieve a 26-to-1 consolidation ratio with 84% power savings per year. Maybe you're on a little bit later generation. If you are running Gen 10 servers in your environment, you will achieve a 7-to-1 consolidation ratio and still achieve 65% power savings. Now, let's add to that, you've heard this week about HPE Morpheus VM Essentials. If you deploy VM Essentials in your virtualization environment, you will save 90% on your software license cost. Now, the question is not whether or not you can afford to modernize and refresh your infrastructure, but the question is actually, can you afford not to move to a refresh infrastructure and achieve these kind of cost savings? And as many customers are looking to create more efficiencies through the deployment of direct liquid cooling to address the needs that they have, whether it could be possibly this particular customer or a customer has more robust and richer configurations that they're looking to deploy and need that direct liquid cooling, or it could be they need to reduce their cooling cost in order to give back and to reduce their power consumption and raise the ambient temperature in their environment. Or it could be possibly that an environment is looking to achieve a sustainability initiative. They have a goal within their organization and they're looking to deploy direct liquid cooling to assist with that. Whatever the reason is, we have an answer with our ProLiant servers. HPE has more than 300 direct liquid cooling patents and over 50 years of experience and expertise in this area. Now, in the past, this was really allocated more towards HPC, high performance computing. And what we've done, we started this a little bit with our Gen 11 servers, and actually we've gone all in with Gen 12, is we've actually pulled that expertise and that innovation into our ProLiant servers to make it available, to give customers a choice to choose between whether they want to go with air-cooled, traditional air-cooled, or if they want to start deploying direct liquid cooling. Now, let's take a closer look at those other two pillars around Gen 12. So at this time, I'd like to invite my colleague, Manoj Susila, to share these details on these areas. Manoj.
Thank you, Darren. You have set up a stage well set for me to take you through the next set of topics. Welcome once again to all of you, and good morning. What I'm going to take you through today is primarily on two topics which we are bringing in as part of our Gen 12 servers. One is on security, and the other one is on server manageability. Security, let's start with the security. It's something which is very close to all of us who wants to keep our workloads and data safe and secure. But what is happening today in the industry? There are more and more breaches, data breaches are happening. It could be malware attacks, it could be ransomware attack, firmware attacks, whatever you say. The number of security incidents happening in the industry is growing amazingly high. It's not just the attacks happening, the cost of these data breaches are increasing exponentially high. It has today become one of the major operational costs for most of the organizations as part of their optional expenses. Now, these data breaches and the cost of data breaches are comes from the data disruption itself, as well as the post-disruption activities, which is required in order to bring your servers and bring your workload back online. Now, an interesting insight. Majority of the IT leaders today believe that AI has only increased the security risk. Now, what you're seeing here on these numbers, I don't think this is a surprise to any of you here. But what does it say? It says we need an absolute proactive security strategy and a resilience planning, and it's no more optional for any of us, and it's an absolute essential if you wanted to make sure our business runs uninterrupted. That's where we bring in HPE Zero Trust approach, where at every layer of your product lifecycle, data is secured. We bring in the secure by design principle. The products are built with the secure by design principles, where security is considered as one of the key customer business requirements rather than just a tick mark in technical spec. The product designed with the secure by design principle helps you to eliminate or reduce the number of exploitable vulnerabilities before it has been launched. We in HP has a very comprehensive security strategy, and it is multi-tenant in nature. We have proprietary design starting from the silicon. We have robust secure operations, a comprehensive supply chain practices. We deploy the security on the cloud with keeping security in mind. There are products like Compute Ops Management, which helps not just the server level security. A fleet of servers can be protected with products like Compute Ops Management, which makes sure that the integrity of the servers are maintained. Today, HP is the only industry's server vendor who can provide chip-to-cloud security capability. You probably are aware, we are the only OEM vendor who makes our own designs, our own ASIC for the BMC. How does it matter? It matters because we know exactly what kind of capabilities we should be added on those ASICs. We also know that what should not be added so that it doesn't add up to your cost. Now, you keep hearing about the various kind of vulnerabilities. One of the very favorite one is bootloader vulnerability. Bootloader is the piece of the code which when the system comes up, the first piece of the code which gets executed. Now, think about a scenario that itself is getting compromised. If the foundation is not strong, whatever castle you build on the top is not going to stay strong. In HPE ProLiant Gen12 servers, you cannot do that. How? We had ensured that the security hash values are being burnt onto the silicon itself, so that when the bootloader comes up, it is validated before it has been loaded. And that's where I say that when we are able to add capabilities in the silicon, which makes us unique. Silicon Root of Trust is a capability which we have implemented in our Gen12 servers. Help us to make it impossible to tamper with our servers, even for manufacturing. The verification embedded in the silicon makes sure that every time the server boots is pristine and is never attacked. Trusted supply chain is a capability we have introduced in the previous generation. It is not just your server, it's your firmware or a software, we are protecting it. From the time it has been manufactured, the time it is shipped to your location, we are ensuring that even during the transit, the server is protected. You have the ability to see who has touched the server. You have the ability to understand that when somebody has manipulated with the server before it reaches your site. One of the major capabilities which we have added as part of the Gen12 servers is called Secure Enclave. Secure Enclave is an embedded security processor within the ILO ASIC itself. It ensures that when a highly controlled and tamper-resistant environment is created for your data and your security keys. We'll talk more about those capabilities in the next set of slides. We also added a quantum-resistant capabilities in the server. Added to that, we have created industry's first FIPS 140-3 level 3 certified server against all kinds of physical tampering. Now, it is not just at the server level. Beyond the server, a fleet of servers could be protected by products like Compute Ops Management, which gives you a very proactive security management and security dashboards. Let's go a little more deeper into each of these security capabilities. What you see on the screen is a secure enclave design. Secure enclave is a vault inside ILO. It is both logically and physically isolated from the rest of the ASIC environment, making it one of the safest places to store your secure keys. One of my friends was telling me, you could assume this is like a locker inside the bank itself. If ILO is the bank, the locker where you keep your precious items is this secure enclave. You cannot chip clip to this device and fetch the information from that. There is only one way to access the information which is available in the secure enclave. That is through secure channel through ILO. SE is the only embedded advanced key management with the secure asset storage available today. It acts like a TPM-like service integrated within the ILO. In Gen12, Silicon Root of Trust is provided with secure enclave. When the system boots up, the silicon validates the initial boot environment. Once the bootloader is loaded, every next step of firmware is getting validated one after another, creating a trusted chain of firmware. It's not just the server firmware like ILO, BIOS, or CPLD which is getting validated, which is absolutely validated and it cannot be disabled in the server. All of our key option vendors today use a technology called SPDM. SPDM is an industry standard technology which we helped in making it practical. The devices which is SPDM capable, ILO could directly talk to the device, verify its firmware, and make sure that when it's not just the server firmware is getting validated, even your key options can be validated through ILO. We care about data too. You are all aware of SED. This is the secure encrypting drives. This secure encrypting drive stores the data inside drives with an encrypted format. So these encryption keys, where do you store? You can store it in the operating system. There's a high chance of it is getting compromised or stolen. We make sure that when these encrypting keys are again stored back in secure enclave, there's the only way to access this, that is through the ILO secure channel. We see that we need to stay ahead of the cyber attacks. We have been working on something called FIPS 140-3 Level 3 certification. This is a certification against physical tampering, and this is today industry's top tier requirement. The people who are from the financial industry or people who are working very closely with government agencies probably understand this. Now you may wonder, how does it matter, the physical tampering? Your servers are kept in one of the safest places in your data center. Probably it's even been guarded by armed guards. Then why should we worry about physical security? Now think about a server which you have it in your retail store. Think about a server which you have it in your remote location. Or think about a scenario where a bad actor fetches these servers in a very legitimate way, extract that information, and then they attack you back. It is possible to do that. So we looked at this and we said that no, we cannot avoid that to happen in Gen12 servers. That's where we worked on it and made sure that we meet the requirements for the FIPS 140-3 Level 3 certification. Today, I can proudly say that HPE has the industry standard server to meet the requirements for the FIPS 140-3 Level 3. And also, HPE has the first industry standard server with secure firmware signing to comply with the NIST and CNSA 2.0 quantum resistant requirements. Now I talked about multiple capabilities which is part of the Gen12 servers, which is helping to protect your data in today's environment. What about for the future? Quantum computing is coming. It's one of the amazing technologies, I can tell you that. And it's very powerful. The existing RSA algorithms, which is based on the large prime numbers, are built with the hope that, it takes hundreds of years for some of the supercomputers to even break that. But with quantum computing, is that the case? No. Mathematicians like Shor has proven very clearly that there are algorithms using quantum computing, you can break these keys. We looked at that and said that, no, not something which we wanted to have it in our servers. There is a new era of quantum-resistant algorithms, and we wanted to implement it in our servers. And it is not specific to one set of industry. Let me tell you, whether you are part of finance industry, whether you're part of the healthcare, defense, infrastructure, whatever you say, these attacks, and you're all susceptible for these kind of an attacks. And it comes from nation states, cyber criminals, or even insiders. Nation states are already informing us that they are in this practice of collecting the data today for decrypting for the future. They're making sure that when your data is collected, your security keys are collected today, and that they could use with all these newer technologies to decrypt in the later time. So the server you buy today need to be protected for the future also. That's where we created Gen12, be a future ready. HPE ProLiant Compute Gen12 has enhanced security with quantum resistant firmware signing and silicon root of trust. Now, I did talk about a lot of security capabilities, which has been part of the Gen12 servers. Now, but managing the servers is not just handling the security angle of it. And managing the servers has always been very challenging. Now, there are multiple factors which is resulting in server manageability as a complex exercise. Let's quickly look at that, why server manageability really matters. If you look at today's modern server environment, they are increasingly becoming complex. They are highly distributed. They are critical to the business operations. Almost all faces this persistent challenge that impacts productivity and, of course, the operational cost. What you see on the screen is a commissioned study by Forrester Research on behalf of HPE. We asked our customers saying, what do you see as the concerns? Why your IT administrators have sleepless nights? And you see the answers here. It is widespread. It is not just one answer comes and say, oh, this is my critical problem, I need to solve that. There are issues with inconsistent and delayed updates. The servers are not updated to the latest and greatest, making it vulnerable to various attacks. There are downtime due to the maintenance activities, which is resulting in business disruption itself. And the lack of remote access. I would love to have my data center updated, whether it is in my premises or is in a remote location. And needless to say about edge deployment delays. Edge is a reality today. How do we handle these kind of scenarios? We definitely need a server lifecycle management capability, and it's important to have a higher levels of automation and AI-driven insights and tools. That's where HPE provides a comprehensive and simple approach for server manageability. The framework for managing whether your servers are in your location, in your data center, or is it in the cloud. It's a flexible solutions built upon 3 components. Compute ops management. It's a cloud-based management tool for a distributed environment. HPE OneView for an on-prem management for your air-gapped and HPE Synergy systems. And both of them are being fed by the HPE ILO, which is the embedded server manageability tool and provides the server intelligence. These simple frameworks helps you the flexibility of managing your servers irrespective of where the servers are residing. Looking a little more deeper into compute ops management. Compute Ops Management provide the secure servers proactively with policies and practices. It automates tasks globally with AI-driven insights and operations. Now we have today more than 245,000 subscriptions for Compute Ops Management, and it's growing across 36,000 plus customer accounts. Now what we are being hearing is this is industry's the best management tool available today. The study has shown that COM can reduce your server management time up by almost 75%. It can help you to cut your travel cost. It can help you to cut your software cost. And it can reclaim hours of downtime. Otherwise, you will end up facing when directly managing it. Compute Ops Management provides a secure agentless connectivity to your server, which is located remotely. You don't really need separate software or separate agent running in your server. The ILO and Compute Ops Management connects seamlessly. Now we keep on adding newer capabilities in Compute Ops Management. Let's look at some of the newer capabilities which is coming as part of the Compute Ops Management. One of the biggest concern or the query we get always is, when I have hundreds of servers connected to the externally to the cloud, it exposes the security, and I don't have policies in my organization to open up so many ports. How do I handle that? How do I make sure that I don't get all my servers become vulnerable? That's where we brought in a new capability called Secure Gateway. Secure Gateway consolidates these ILO connections down to a central access point. It reduces the exposed entry points in your servers as you manage the servers from the Compute Ops Management. It helps us to centralize the security management by simplifying the whole administration aspect. It reduces the risk of external risk because you have only one link which is going to the cloud, and that's highly secured. And all other servers in your remote locations are connected to this appliance with a secure gateway appliance. Secure Gateway is available for all Compute Ops Management customers. It's from the HPE Software Center. Now, most of you have heard about HPE OpsRamp software. This is one of the very popular observability software in the cloud. Today, we are natively integrating HPE Compute Ops Management and HPE OpsRamp software to create a unified hybrid command center on GreenLake. Now, HPE OpsRamp already has capabilities integrated for the networking and the storage. With this native integration with the Compute Ops Management, you are getting a simplified administration command center across your server, storage, and networking. As the server events flows from the Compute Ops Management to this HPE OpsRamp, you have an ability to decide saying, how do I process this information or this event? If that event is critical, you can create automated workflows within the OpsRamp itself to mitigate that, to remediate that. Or you could let the Compute Ops Management do the job. It could remediate the whatever issues you are seeing on the server side. You also have an automated option to enable the ServiceNow incident solution. So that is for if you wanted to manage your ITSM, if you wanted to know that and what is the status of the case, you can enable that. In summary, you are getting a single pane of glass experience for managing the events coming from the servers, storage, and networking through the single command center. It helps you for faster resolution of issues, and it provides you a completely closed-loop remediation process without any manual intervention. Now, being an engineer by myself, one thing which I always love is how do I solve my problem myself rather than asking for somebody else for help? That's where we brought in a newer capability in compute ops management to parse that information. Now, active health system logs. This is active health system logs are the log where the complete system information is being encrypted and maintained. If you have experience, whenever you hit into some of the challenges, the first question you get is, can you please upload the active health system log so that we can review what is the problem? Now, why can't we give that capability back to you? So today, compute ops management is equipped with parsing the active health system log and you can take a look at some of the critical informations, the inventory data, what is going wrong in the system. This is an amazing way to reduce the mean time to resolution. And this is available for all Gen12 and newer servers. And beauty is it doesn't require a compute ops management subscription. As long as you have a GreenLake account, you should be able to upload any of these AHS file onto the compute ops management, and it will provide you that information with respect to the AHS. Going forward, sustainability. Sustainability is key for every business today. And you're probably aware that compute ops management already have sustainability dashboard providing information about the carbon emissions and the total energy cost. We are enhancing it further with the help of predictive AI insights. We are able to forecast the future energy cost and carbon emissions with a very high confidence. It's not just that, we are also using the threshold-based alerting. These alerts will help you to stay informed about whatever the changes which you can expect, and whatever the limits you have set, whenever it's reached, you get the notifications. And that's important for taking decisive action for your business operations. This is entirely a new capability which is added as part of the compute ops management. Now, compute ops management is packed with multiple AI ops capabilities. Now, AI ops functions provide data analytics and insights as a service to all our customers. You have inventory insights, where you can take a look at all kinds of inventories available in your data center. You have notifications, and you can subscribe for these notifications, which will tell you the state, the health of the systems. You have lifecycle management capability. You could look at saying that, okay, the state of each of the servers, what do we have it? The state of the hard disk it has is the kind of I/O options you have it. There's a lot of insights comes from the inventory itself. You added that with automated case tracking. This is another capability which we have in compute ops management, where whenever there's an issue happens, automatically case is getting created. Now we have enhanced that further with integrated with the service now, so that you get visibility into the cases getting filed and the status of the cases. We have added capabilities of intelligent alerting and smarter insights, which provide you various threshold monitoring and automated incident creations. Now, these are multiple insights and informations today available in compute ops management. Now, we are introducing a newer capability called Compute Copilot, a simple natural language way to fetch this information. When we talk to our customers, they come back and say that, oh, I need to run through hundreds and hundreds of pages of information to get something out of it, to know that what is my current state or what kind of capability I need to add it. Or I need to go through multiple dashboards, or I need to set up an environment in order to figure out, okay, what is the desired state I want to see? That's where we brought in this Compute Copilot. This is an AI chatbot. When you log in, you will see a small green button there on the top. Just open it up, give the information in a very simple natural language way. What is the state of my servers? What is my health status? Can you tell me how many SSDs are nearing the end of life? What kind of Broadcom or any other vendor IOs are in my system? All this information, you don't need to go through multiple dashboards to fetch this information. Very simple natural language, you get it. This is the era of instant productivity gains, and this is a true example of instant productivity gain. Now, it's not just the end customer feature sets. We are also introducing support for MSPs and our partners, a newer capabilities in compute ops management. Introducing the HPE Compute Ops Management support for a multi-tenant capability for MSPs and partners. With this update, you can easily add an existing enterprise account to their respective MSP account. How does it matter, right? You will get a unified management capability depending upon across the multiple customers. The MSPs and partners could set up a new service offering with a very minimal investment. They could gain a seamless access and way to operate a customer's environment, keeping it at its best. Being a cloud-based solution, it also provides you various management tools that helps you to simplify your overall operations. I glanced through multiple capabilities in the HPE from Gen12 security side and the server management in compute ops management. All these capabilities you can experience in the shop floors here. I would definitely encourage you to, if you are not yet tried, please go to the HPE Compute booths and experience these capabilities. And if you have any feedback, always welcome to collect it. With that, let me hand it over back to my friend Darren to close this session.
Thank you, Manoj. Appreciate that. Wow. Wow. That is some great stuff. So we talked about today about how modernizing has multiple benefits, from applications to energy efficiencies and cost savings. Then Manoj gave us some tremendous insights on next level security, talked about HP first and HP only, and then how HPE is delivering capabilities today, but is also engineered for tomorrow. And then Manoj wrapped it up talking about AI-driven automation and productivity, because it's very clear we need streamlined operations in order to keep our organization running. We hope, covering this kind of content today, we hope that you are as excited about HPE and all of the innovation that we're bringing to, and the customer value that we're delivering. We hope you are as excited as we are about our portfolio. And I want to say, if you're thinking about modernizing your infrastructure, I encourage you, let us be your partner. We would love to be your partner to join you on that modernization journey. I want to thank you for being here today. You've been a tremendous audience. We've enjoyed spending the last few minutes with you. Immediately after the close, we'll be out in the hallway, Manoj and I, and we'll be there to take any questions, have any additional discussions. I also want to remind you, Manoj did it already, but I want to remind you, the Discover Showcase is open. There are subject matter experts, there are demos, that people are ready to talk to you about the topics and much of the content that we talked about, actually all the content that we discussed today. So please stop by the Discover Showcase. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
We appreciate your feedback. Please take a moment to fill out our survey.